driving here, or they're coming from.
They're coming together or something.
Yeah, they're coming. Well, they should be coming together.
Zach and who?
Zach and his name was Johannes. But
Okay. It's rolling.
all right. So I was thinking that we could sort of like first and kind of talk about this straight. So yeah, I'm gonna just sit because it's gonna make me just feel a little bit more centered.
All right.
Yeah, because so thank you guys for coming. I've had this idea for a training session for a little while, just kind of going to some festivals, going to some workshops, and thinking about what works best for me personally with learning. And just, you know, if you're at PFG or if you're at a big workshop with 10 other people or even 5 other people, sometimes the message can get lost because there's so many different people in the room, lots of different skill levels, lots of different backgrounds of knowledge. So I really want this workshop today, or this training rather, to be a training, you know, to have all of us really take something away from this experience, to say that we can come in here and now we definitely have a better grasp on POI than we did when we left.
Sure.
And instead of having an agenda today, I want it to be what you guys want it to be, you know, but that requires you guys to kind of, take a little bit more initiative in that
Ask
regard.
questions.
Yeah, so you guys were there for any questions, and then no one has questions, but we're going to start this, in a different manner so that questions are kind of essential, because we're going to build off of where you guys are. So I thought that we would start just kind of by going around, sharing our background with POI, our interest, maybe demonstrating some of the things that we're working on personally, and kind of what we would like to maybe learn. And I think that one of the things that definitely has a tendency to get lost in translation is some of the terminology of POI, some of the tech stuff, the language, and sometimes people want to do a move, but really they need to work on something that's like a building block to that move, and they're just not aware of that. So
I have found that, I think, a lot of times where there's something I need, but there's something I need before, but I don't know what that thing is
exactly,
as
yeah.
that stepping stone. So that's really,
Yeah,
that's good to
because-
identify that.
Right, yeah, because what we're doing is kind of very unique in the sense of the way it's being taught is pretty fresh, and we're still developing the language of communication around it. So I think that with Marvin's experience too, he can kind of get a grasp of what your foundational movements might need to be to reach whatever goal it is that you have. So, yay. And also just, I want to encourage everyone to not be hard on themselves, because it can be really frustrating learning POI, or learning anything, and we can feel like, oh, we're not good enough, but let's just be really open and, supportive of each other today, and also just get into the mentality of POI as a practice, and POI as, a commitment to, utilizing our own talents, because we're all kind of obsessed with this prop, and that's our bond. We all have a very elevated connection to this tool, and that's awesome, because that's why we're here. So, so anyway, just to give a little background on me, I have been studying POI for about 5 years or so. I saw it on fire for the first time at a festival, and I was instantly like, I must learn how to do that immediately when I get back. And then, the rest is kind of history, but what I found basically is that my learning is better not in a workshop. I feel like in a workshop atmosphere, I feel good if I can retain like 2 or 3 things from the workshop, and what I specifically need is for the person to show me facing me, and then to show me with me standing behind them, and to kind of have the repetition of movement over and over again so that I can get that muscle memory. Sometimes people learn better facing the actual person like a mirror or facing behind them so you can actually see what it looks like when you're actually doing it. So, yeah, but I learned best in a small group. So that was my motivation for wanting to do something like this. So, yeah, that's me.
Awesome. So now I'm Marvin. I've been spinning for 6 years now. Started playing with glow sticks, hundreds of hours, 5-6 hours a day, no sleep, just going in for no reason. Then I moved over to Poi, same thing, just hours on end every day. It was just something that I really enjoy doing, and within 6 years now I travel and teach and perform a lot, and I enjoy teaching the most out of everything. If I could not perform or sell props and just teach, I would just do that. But all the other things, they come hand in hand as well. So I've taught maybe thousands at this point of people in all different levels, all different locations and countries and stuff. And I'm so happy to be here to facilitate, to help you go towards the place that you want to be at with your practice, and help share the information that I've learned mentally and physically on how to approach the practice and stay kind of on path with the practice as we go.
How was your transition from glow sticks to poi? Any
Uh,
difficulties?
When I spin now, I can't remember any difficulties, of course, but when I look back on the videos, it's yes, there's difficulties. Poi is hard. It's not easy too. You look at somebody pick it up, and after I've been spinning for so long, I forget. It's hard. I went through all of that as well. Just over repetition of trying to learn something, and it's there's points where you're kind of stuck with it. And I feel like Poi is an excellent tool to have a good framework to branch out to other tools. And not only that, as you learn techniques through Poi, I feel like it teaches a lot about yourself through the tool, patience, focus, being focused, and all the disciplines and stuff. And the transition was been spinning for so long, so it kind of becomes a blur. But yes, the transition was a little bit hard because the glow sticks were really light, and if you've seen the glow stick being spun, they're more different style, they're quicker, they're more rapid, they do more reps, they have manipulations with the string. And high technical glow sticks is definitely super enjoyable to watch, especially when Poi framework is combined together. And I moved over to Poi basically for contact Poi and not for fire, because when I saw fire, I was I could do the same thing with glow sticks, so I don't really get it. But then I moved over to contact Poi. When I saw it, it was there's so much more that can be done. And so today, hopefully, I'll watch each of you spin, and you can also tell me what you kind of expect or want to learn, or where you want to go, or where you see yourself with your practice, and we'll try to move you towards the direction. Yeah.
Yeah, and the kind of individual attention of this, I envision kind of coming organically, so we can all kind of support what each other, wants to do too. So, maybe when you guys start, you can give a little demonstration of a move that you've been working on, or tell
You can also
us.
say how long you've been spinning, or if you're taking any classes formally, or you're taking class at festivals, or you're taking class by somebody, or how's your daily or weekly practice as well, and what obstacles are you facing? For example, you get distracted or something and so with that, so we have kind of a baseline of where everybody's at and what are the obstacles we're all facing.